He dealt with it the way his best friend, his role model dealt with it. Through patience, through kindness, just bearing it. He can bear it because he's strong inside. His heart is strong. A strong heart full of gentleness. الرِّجَالُ قَوَّامُونَ عَلَى النِّسَاءِ. They are the caretakers of women. They can take care of their weaknesses. They can take care of their needs. So that is one aspect of the Muslim man in the Muslim family. Now when we begin to look at the relationship between a Muslim father and his Muslim son, again we find deep meanings in our tradition. And wallahi, it's a tradition that you can be proud of. We find deep meanings in our tradition of Islam. We find that this nubuwwah, this light of knowledge, is passed down from father to son, father to son, father to son, throughout the ages. The prophets of Bani Israel, father to son, imbuing the knowledge, providing an example for the young boys to follow. Do you think that anybody else other than yourself, if you're a father, or if you're going to one day be a father, we're young men in the audience, who are probably not married, do you think your son is going to, on that instinctual, emotional level, look to anybody else as his role model other than you? Whether you like it or not, wallahi, it's scary. I have two boys, a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old. It is scary. Whether I like it or not, they are imprinting themselves with my character. There's nothing I can do about that. I can send him off to a shaykh for 20 years. He's still going to think about me. Just like I think about my father, just like every one of you can see it in your eyes. Think about your father and compare yourselves to his actions. SubhanAllah. An amana that we can't escape. A responsibility that we cannot escape. There was a study done in the UK, in the United Kingdom, tracking several thousand children over the course of many years. I think it was 11 or 12,000 children. Quite a formidable study. Boys and girls. And so they saw a very clear correlation between positive fatherly involvement and positive academic achievement for boys. Not only that, another clear correlation, when there was a lack of fatherly involvement, the chance that these young boys would get themselves involved with criminal activities increased significantly. Why? It's clear, I swear to God. Well, you don't have to be a PhD in sociology to figure this one out. Why? Because there's no role model at home. These young boys have so much energy and aggression. Where are they going to put that? They don't have a role model to follow in his noble footsteps, in his respectable footsteps. So they're easy prey for the shayateen, right? Gangs to just grab them up. Provide for them a role model, tough guy to follow. Wallahi, subhanAllah, you don't have to be a PhD to figure that one out. And then also now when it comes to girls, the same study showed a strong correlation between a positive fatherly involvement, a positive fatherly relationship with daughters, and then those women grow up to have positive relationships with their spouses. A sister, alhamdulillah, me and several other brothers were concerned with this topic, and we have a Facebook group, and we also have a website called MuslimFathers.com and a Facebook group called MuslimFathers.com. And one of the sisters was commenting on this topic, and she said something to me, wallahi, it was like a revelation. I mean, I'm a guy, I don't quite understand what goes on the other side of the hijab, right? The psychology of women, I guess, for lack of a better term. And this sister said something to me that I don't think I will ever forget. She said that because she had such a good relationship with her father growing up, she never felt the need to go hunting after men, to do shameful things to attract the attention of men. She could wait until she found the right guy. SubhanAllah, that is so deep. That is so deep. Isn't it a father's greatest fear that his daughter debases herself in some way? Well, you want the solution? It's right there. Love your daughter, man. Love your daughter. Spend time with her. Spend time with her so that she knows that she has a love of a caring man. And she doesn't need to seek it from some punk out there. SubhanAllah. What an incredible just piece of sharing that sister provided for me. So now I hope that some of you, that all of you inshallah, can begin to see the importance of this role. That it is essential that this concept of fatherhood, of what it means to be a Muslim man in a Muslim family, that it begins to take priority in our masajid discussions. We need to talk about fiqh. We need to be aware of political issues. But what about this? What about the role of fathers? And the only reason why I choose to focus on this instead of course, mothers, some people might be asking, is simply because there's more need, man. I mean, I see it every day. I see Muslim women doing a great job. I see them sacrificing so much. Wallahi, maybe it's a biological thing, I don't know. But Muslim women, they do it. They're doing their job. They are giving up everything they can for the future of their children. Of course there are exceptions. I'm talking in generalities. But us, what about men? Our culture that we are living in, our American culture, does it teach us to be men of this caliber? When was the last time you heard a radio program, or you saw a television show, or you saw a YouTube clip talking about growing up to be a caring man, able to take care of his family, able to deal with the hardships of life with grace and dignity, and not fly off the handle and get mad? When was the last time you heard something like that? So that's why, brothers and sisters, I've chosen to talk about this today. In my own life, the need for this education has become so essential. I wanted to share it with you today. Wallahu tabaraka wa ta'ala a'lam wa ahkam. SubhanAllah. What we've talked about today, what we've discussed, these are not easy things I'm talking about. You can't just read a fiqh book or even any book of Islam and just become a great man, become a great father. These are difficult attributes to acquire. Difficult attributes to acquire. Culturally, as our Muslim culture evolves in this country, we need to begin to prioritize the raising of men with character. In our masjid discourse, in your family discourse, in your own way, the way you think about your life every day, the concept of raising men of character needs to begin to bubble up to the surface as being one of the most, if not the most important things. The community needs to begin to embrace this idea, promote it, develop programs to grow it, to enhance it, to encourage it. Because it is not easy. It is not easy, I can guarantee you that. One of the things that will without a doubt enable a person to achieve this character is to work on his spiritual connection with his Creator. Because to be a good father, even to be a good parent, this is definitely general. To be a good parent, you have to sacrifice for your children. There are maybe personal dreams that you're going to have to give up for the sake of doing what's best for your kid. There are personal emotions that you're going to have to restrain for the sake of the good and the well-being of your children. You have to sacrifice. You have to learn how to sacrifice. And that is not easy. That is not something that a khutbah will enable you to do. That is not something that reading a book will enable you to do. That takes character. That takes spiritual strength.